Hello and welcome to Nexus Gaming Series Season 5. I am BLUDGEON, bringing you an exciting late night match, especially if you're on the East Coast, between Arrogant Nephalem and I'll Carry You. This is Division C, West Coast, so perhaps it's not that late for you. Certainly it could be later if you were in, let's say, I don't know, in Europe. I guess it'd be even later. At any rate, looking at the standings here, Arrogant Nephalem has maintained a #1 spot here at the top of Division C West for a while now, and they want to keep that spot going forward. They want to make sure they stay #1 heading into playoffs. Now, that's far from certain at this point. 12 matches to be played in total for the season. Arrogant Nephalem currently sitting at 6 games. I'll Carry You also sitting at 6 games. So only half of their seasons have been played, which means they could still move quite a bit. Now, Arrogant Nephalem has nowhere to go but down, whereas I'll Carry You could certainly move up or down at this point. Now, the important thing to keep in mind for those playoff standings are the win percentages. Now it's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. They're not actually listed there as win percentages. Those are decimals. So win rate, perhaps, but anyway, we can all figure it out. So Arrogant Nephalem currently leading with an 83% win rate, and that measures the individual game wins and losses within a match. And so the match victories are not that relevant, except perhaps as a tiebreaker with the dominations being tracked along the side, meaning 2-0 victories. So, 10 wins and 2 losses. They want to keep that going. Now, let's show you the actual game, shall we? There it is.
So it begins.
On the side of the stats there, what we can see are actually the team's individual champion picks. So these are the top 6 hero picks for each team, along with how many games they've been played and their win percentages. Keep in mind here that obviously Arrogant Nephalem has won 83% of their games, and so the heroes that they pick will tend to have high win rates. Meanwhile, on the side of I'll Carry You, they've got a sub 50% win rate, and so their champions reflect that. But it at least tells us how often they tend to choose these heroes. I'd like to get that stats screen off the board here. So let's just take a quick look at I'll Carry You and how close are they to the teams around them in the standings. So we can see Psycho Swarm ahead of them in 9th, Wandering Ronin back in 11th place from them. Really not too far off. 50% win rate, 43%, 42%, 40%. So I'll Carry You can definitely jump ahead a few spots here if they can put some wins on the board tonight. Looking at the picks and bans for a moment here, it seems that neither team is really target banning at least the most played heroes on the other side, perhaps focusing more on what they're comfortable playing against, which heroes can disrupt the strategies that they know they want to use here on Infernal Shrines. The picks, however, are lining up pretty closely. So, as we can see, Deckard has been picked in 7 games for Arrogant Nephalem, and here he comes again. Stukov on the other side, the #1 pick, or tied with Johanna as the #1 pick for I'll Carry You, has been selected. But the Johanna hasn't... Well, just speaking of the Johanna, there she is. So it looks like Arrogant Nephalem may be taking that away from I'll Carry You, with the knowledge that it's a hero that they like, or maybe it's just a hero that Arrogant Nephalem likes. And guess what? It's their #1 hero. Thrall picked up here. We've got Jaina and Thrall working together. What does this tell us about hope for the people of Azeroth? Probably nothing. Who's tuning in the chat here? Kime is cheering for Go Arrogant Nephalem. Of course, Kime is a member of Arrogant Nephalem. Not able to make it to the game tonight, and so we will have Antaeus subbing in there. All right, double tank perhaps lineup here for Arrogant Nephalem as the Varian gets locked in. You never know. Could go Colossus Smash. Or Fury, you know. I really love that design of the warrior with the 3 talent trees, just like World of Warcraft. I wish they would do it more. I think they should do more heroes like that. It's sweet. I mean, yes, everybody takes taunt because it's amazing, and you know, protection variant is sweet, but the other ones are really cool to have as well. And what's interesting about it is, even if it almost never happens, the teams always have to consider that it could happen. And so it puts a little bit of uncertainty, even if it's just a small amount, into the minds of the enemy team when you do pick a variant, especially when you have a Johanna on your team already. All right, over on the side of I'll Carry You, it's going to be Genji and Garrosh, perhaps the 2 most annoying champions ever to be released in Heroes of the Storm. Certainly Genji. Stukov, Phoenix, and Blaze. Very cool. I'm going to turn off the camera graphics, and I will see you on the other side. But I'm still going to keep talking. Now, this is the loading screen race. I think this is a fun way to keep ourselves entertained during the loading screen, is try to see who is going to reach the loading bar at 100% first. Now, usually what happens is it's a little bit slow, people don't go anywhere, and then all of a sudden everyone races to the top, and you're not really sure who did it. I think it might have been Thrall, it might have been Stukov. Let me know in the chat, who do you think won the race? Game number 1 is here. Welcome, everyone. Nexus Gaming Series Season 5. You're watching Bludgeon. And it's Arrogant Nephalem versus I'll Carry You. Over on the side of I'll Carry You, we've got Geeky Nerd on Phoenix. Digglesworth playing that very theme-appropriate Garrosh. Man, that is cool. Launchpad playing Genji. And it's going to be Call Me Katie Bot on Stukov with a really nice mount. Meanwhile, Robotherapy up top going to be playing Blaze. I appreciate the aesthetic choices of the teams as well. No Pointer playing our friend Uncle Decky. Trabe going to be zooming around on Jaina. I love the mount coordination, by the way. Dakilidin is playing Varian Segatai on the Johanna, and up in the top lane, it's going to be Antea, substitute player for this game, coming in as Thrall with a really great, is that Earth Fury or something? Man, that looks cool. Going to be a 4v4 in the bottom lane here. Healing potions being tossed out. A little bit of rotation bottom, 4v1. Meanwhile, mid lane all red at the moment, and that 1v1 is just going to keep going up top. Robotherapy getting some decent damage into Antaeus there. Kime saying Hanzo was the wrong ban. Arrogant Nephalem won't take it. Trey plays Hanzo, but he's the Jaina player too. So we're getting some interesting insight in the chat here, which is really cool. All comfort picks for Arrogant Nephalem so far. All right. So we are playing on Battlefield of Eternity, and while I have a moment here, let me clue you in on how the map picks went. So Arrogant Nephalem won the coin toss and decided to opt for map pick in game number 1, which I'd say is probably chosen a lot less often than hero pick for whatever reason. But it was going to be map picked by Arrogant Nephalem. I'll Carry You. Launchpad doing the banning and map picking here. Banned Braxis holdout. Trey banned Cursed Hollow first, actually. A little bit of action in the bottom lane. Digglesworth getting in there. Probably going to get out there. Scroll Ceiling is about to finish, and it does, in fact, root the Garrosh, who responds by dodging Johanna in the middle of the team. Johanna does not care. Walks away totally clean. Yeah, so Cursed Hollow was banned by Trabe. Launchpad responded by banning Braxis. Map number 2 will be Sky Temple. That was selected by I'll Carry You. And this map, Infernal Shrines, was chosen by Arrogant Nephalem. Trabe picking that up for the team. So it's always interesting to see how teams do on the maps that they chose. Green color coordination coming in there from Antaeus on top as the shrine is activating up here. The oil is burning, but Antaeus not too worried about it. Bottom Mercenaries picked up for Arrogant Nephalem, leaving them free to rotate into the mid lane as I'll Carry You is kind of forced to just deal with that. Arrogant Nephalem are going to be first to arrive on the scene here, starting to take out these poor little skeleton men. I don't think they'll be able to complete it before Alcario can arrive, but they'll definitely get a few in the bank and certainly have position here. Healing potion is going to be set up in advance. Digglesworth just walking right in there, not afraid at all, in the middle of a lot of enemy players. Launchpad on the side as well. Neither team really going for a full commit. Nice double hit for Digglesworth. Gets this toss onto No Pointer. Now in the middle of the team. Looks like that's not going to be that big of an issue. Geeky Nerd has to beam out. Scroll of Stealing lands on a couple of people. Jaina gets a bit of DPS in, but really nobody too low just yet. Silence onto Jaina for a couple seconds there. Digglesworth going down the bottom, going for No Pointer once again. Really wanting to target Uncle Decky, but the Scroll of Stealing's going, but Genji gets right into the backline and gets first blood onto Jaina in the middle of the team. Launchpad's not done yet, trying to get the kill onto Dakilidin, and it looks like they may get away with just that one. One kill down. 17 skeleton men for Alcario. Still a little bit behind on that front, but they've got a bit of a chance to catch up. Now, early in the game, these death timers are low. Jaina already on the way back. Arrogant Nephalem feeling confident to engage this at a number disadvantage here. Varian jumps into Killidan, getting low, gets a kill onto Genji. That is a really nice kill to get at a time like this. Trade now just coming into the side lane. Alcario looking for a retreat here, I think, although nice damage being put into Antaeus and Segatai. Digglesworth gonna have to walk away, and the Punisher is gonna come in fighting for Arrogant Nephalem. Now you'd think the Arrogant Nephalem could have a pretty good advantage on this Diablo-themed map. Kime says Sega won the loading screen. We'll have to check the replay on that one. But I trust you, Kime. Oh, nice toss onto Johanna, but it is Johanna, so, you know, it doesn't really matter. Scroll of Ceiling, just going to draw a nice, pretty triangle around the friendly minions there. But with Therapy having some time in the bottom lane, it's a little bit of a level advantage for Alcario, but not much. Arrogant Nephalem going to hit level 8 in just a couple of seconds. And it's going to be even Stevens. No structures yet to fall. Well, that's not true, actually. A couple turrets in the top lane here have been cleared out by Arrogant Nephalem with the help of that first Punisher. I mean, that is a really sweet look. You've got to give it to Antaeus there. Well selected with the skin and mount combination. Gonna run into Geeky Nerd up here. Throw some fiery wolves at him. But the mercenaries are there. He's gonna deal with that. In the middle lane, it's gonna be blue mercenaries. Blue mercenaries, that's what we're calling them now. Mercenaries. Kelladorn in the chat, hello to you, says, I don't agree with the Varian pick. I think they could have had more value with a ranged auto attack DPS, like a Ray or something. He may say it's too much damage into Garrosh that fight. Good analysis going on in the chat room, I like it. It looks as though Alcario will be the first to hit level 10. That's going to be coming up in just a few moments. We'll see. I don't think they can really do a whole lot with that timing window, but it does give them a little bit of dominance on the map, and Digglesworth decides to at least prove that he has it by just walking straight into Segatai there, but he just walks away. Heroic abilities picked up here. We've got Purification, Salvo, X-Strike, Warlord's Challenge, Flailing Swipe, and Bunker Drop. Level 10 now, picked up as well for the side of Arrogant Nephalem. All right, they have all been selected. Decker Kane takes Stay a While and Listen. Varian went with Shield Wall. Jaina, Ring of Frost, Thrall, Earthquake, and Johanna with Blessed Shield. Meanwhile, looks like Antaeus is getting chased here. Nice double wolf. Gonna help him escape, however, he has been surrounded. I think this 4v1 is gonna result in a kill. Thrall is going to drop in the top lane. 2 kills now on the board. Johanna coming up here. Segatai going to be... Yeah, oh, the bunker popped there. Robotherapy didn't know where the team was, didn't want to risk an engagement, and just decides to block that off, ensuring the getaway. Going to be another 45 seconds or so until that comes back up. Digglesworth now in the middle of some action. Genji drops the X strike and now just going to kind of walk away. Not sure what that really got done. Digglesworth eating a bit of damage. Call me Katie bot. You gotta love the over-the-wall lurking arm from Stukov. Stukov is such a fun champion. Oh, stay a while, listen. On to the singular target Ring of Frost follow-up. Genji gets picked off and killed. Really great pick up at the top of the action there for Arrogant Nephalem. Perfect timing as the skeleton men are getting killed. Punisher about to come out here. Digglesworth wanting to put up a fight here. Oh boy, nice find onto Trade. The DPS goes in. Jaina will fall. It's a 1-for-1 as Garrosh drops as well. The bunker has been dropped. Segatai gonna have to walk out the bottom, but it's another blue Punisher here for Arrogant Nephalem. Frozen Punisher gonna take down more structures on that side. Oh, really nice bait there by Geeky pulling the Punisher away from the structures. Of course, it just means that Arrogant Nephalem are free to do it themselves. Punisher trying to get a piece of Call Me Katie bot, but he's just getting kited around and kind of ganked. Let's see if you guys see any decent damage on these back turrets. Looks like no. So, you know, pretty decent job actually by Alcariu to save that fort. Oh, nice trap here, but good check by Digglesworth, who decides to just walk straight in, lurking arm over the corner, going to create a nice little field there. Ring of Frost making Garrosh not really know where to go, and he has to walk into his own death. Geeky getting some nice purification salvos off, but it's not going to be enough. And it's now 4 kills to 3 in favor of Arrogant Nephalem. Level 12 to level 12. Mercenaries picked up structures, currently in the favor of Arrogant Nephalem, as they've picked off the top and bottom walls, or gates. The root does land there, just the tip from Uncle Deku. Segatai eating a lot of damage. It's Johanna, but that's still a lot of damage. However, a couple of healing potions chugged. Pretty much good as new here. Digglesworth is so bold this game. Gets bopped up, doesn't really pay for it. Zakilden decides to just go straight in onto Phoenix, gets flipped around. Phoenix beams away. Digglesworth now in the middle of the action. Triple root bunker drops. Flames spewing all over the place. Nobody has gone just yet. X-Strike in the back line, and that's going to be one dead Genji. A little bit too far. Lurking arm pushes everybody away. 1-for-1 there in the end. Or, sorry, 0-for-1. 1-for-0. You know, look, there's a lot of ways to do the math, okay? Level 14 about to come up here for Arrogant Nephalem. It's a very close game, but it really has been Arrogant Nephalem kind of pushing the action here. They've gotten both first objectives. You know, pushing the structure damage, getting nice mercenary captures across the board. And they're just kind of moving around the map in a more kind of dominant way and really just picking out team fights at crucial times. But, again, it's really very close. It's just a slight edge. Kind of a lot of small advantages adding up for Arrogant Nephalem here, but almost a level lead at this point. Shrine coming up in 30 seconds. Bottom Mercenaries picked up at a pretty decent time to put the pressure down. And we'll just watch the Goatmen. I wonder if they're excited about what they're about to do. Are they pumped? Are they bored? Do they feel like they have no choice? Do any of us have a choice, though, really? Well, the shrine is active, and it's currently Alcariu who are going to be first to start murdering these poor little denizens of the Nether Realms. Digglesworth once again in the middle of a bunch of enemy players. Arrogant Nephalem, though, as soon as they walked into that zone, they pretty much just started to control it. So we'll see if, you know, Call Me KDBot can get some cheap Skeleton Man kills with the Lurking Arm, but he's just going to have to walk away. Robo Therapy trying to see if there's some kind of gank happening up there, some kind of flank, but it's in fact Antaeus hiding in the bush up here, just waiting for the time. And here it is. Here he comes, going onto Launchpad, just going to chase him away. Meanwhile, the action has already started. A lot of health bars dropping. Jaina is the first to fall in this fight. Stay a while and listen, catches a couple, but the bunker drops down. Flames now spewing. Launchpad dashing around the side. Digglesworth pops out and then back in. The next to fall, who's it going to be? Nice stun and root there. Launchpad coming up around the bottom, throwing Antaeus in, and I think Thrall is about to go down. There it is. 2 for 0 currently. And will they make it 3? Null Pointer gonna walk away there. And it's Alkariu coming out on top in that extended team fight, and now with an opportunity to get their first Punisher of the match.
Red team has summoned an arcane Punisher.
All right, let's see how much they can get done now. This is now the third Punisher, which is obviously more powerful than the rest. Johanna now pulling the same trick, just kind of taunting that guy, kiting him away. Digglesworth, though, trying to disrupt that, and in fact, the Punisher does get onto the fort. Varian all-ins onto the Garrosh, who does walk away. Punisher now getting into the action. Ring of Frost catches 3, but they're not able to follow it up with the damage. Roderick Cube gets a couple of them. The bunker is dropped. Look at that damage being put down. Antaeus on the front lines. A lot of players retreating to that bunker, which was really needed for them. They're about to get wrecked. However, it's the Punisher and Alkariu who are doing the wrecking right now. They've got their first structures destroyed from this game, taking out a whole gate, a fort, and pretty decent damage, as well as the actual gate down from that keep. Level 16 to level 16, slight advantage now for Alkariu. And in this quiet moment in the game, both teams just taking the time to deal with minions, grab mercenaries when they can. Bottom mercenaries picked up there by Alkariu. And with this mercenary capture up here, you're going to see that the map is more red than blue, as we're going to have the bottom mercenaries green, southwest mercenaries, green, red, orange, whatever. Look, how do we even know that my green is the same as your green? So why bother trying to use the same words for colors? You know what I mean, man? All right, mercenaries picked up again up here in the top. And again, just kind of trying to paint the map as orange as they can. Big minion wave up here. These crazy little demons. Look at these cool guys. Arr. These guys don't get the spotlight enough. All right. Something could be happening down here. Segatai just hiding in that steam vent. Digglesworth, meanwhile, doing the same thing down bottom. Deciding it's time to run in. Here comes Segatai now. Will they get an engage onto Digglesworth? They're putting in some damage. Robo Therapy. Putting some cover fire down there. And the Scroll of Sealing not able to catch anyone, but does own way. Segatai, though, in the middle of the enemy team. It's Johanna. She's walking out, stuck into the grease. Taunted. Nice steal a while and listen. Got a couple followed up by a root. Dark Illidan going into KDBot, trying to take down the Stukov, but he just jumps into the bunker. Now the double root as soon as people come out. Low red health bars. Varian's still pretty high. Wow! Fantastic flailing swipe there from Call Me KDBot. Really giving the opportunity for Alkariu to walk out of that one. They were in a really tough spot. That is pretty much the best you can ask for a Stukov flailing swipe save. King George 49, bunker value is right. This bunker has been really working wonders for Alkariu in the last couple of fights. Alright, we do have a shrine activating top pretty soon, but it looks like Alkariu is first going to get these free structures while they have access to them. So just like that, Arrogant Nephalem down to just the their base, essentially. They've got their 3 keep turrets, their 3 keeps, and their core. They are, though, going to have time to set up here around this objective level 18 to level 18. Valkyrie seeming to be not in any real hurry. We'll see if they decide to pull some kind of race maneuver, but it looks like no, they're going to actually make their way up top, but they do have mercenaries to deal with, so this is going to give a pretty decent head start here to Arrogant Nephalem on the skeleton man count. All right, here it comes. I'll carry you now, deciding now is the time to stop this. We've got to get in on this objective. Arrogant Nephalem about halfway through it amount. That's the new grammar, folks. Digglesworth popping up a couple of people. I'll carry you now moving in. They've got 1 kill on the board for the skeleton men. Segatai pretty far forward. DP Nerd getting popped onto by Dekilidin. Flailing Swipe activated now. They do get the kill onto Phoenix. Stay a while and listen. Splitting the team up. Launchpad now trying to get away south. Gonna escape. 2 people in a bunker, but they're gonna be surrounded by the time they come out. And Arrogant Nephalem looks like they're gonna clean up this fight. Deckard Cain trapping 3 in that scroll of ceiling. Digglesworth now trying to run away. Garrosh is tanky, but that's gonna be a kill. Call Me Katie Bot is gonna get out, I think. 2 members walk away just barely alive from Alcario, and Arrogant Nephalem cleans up this team fight as we're going for a very important objective on the way to level 20 as well. If Arrogant Nephalem can get level 20 and push into the base with the Punisher before Alcario can hit there themselves, they will have a huge advantage as far as closing this game out. Now, it's pretty likely Alcario will pick up level 20 soon-ish, but then again, maybe not. The only minions they have access to are coming in at the same time as the Punisher. 20 should be hit pretty soon with these structures falling. And bingo, bango, bongo. There it is. This Punisher is monstrous right now, and the first keep is going to drop. I don't know if Alcario can really stop this at this point. Launchpad doing a decent job of distracting the Punisher for a bit, but it's now onto the core. Stay a while and listen has been activated. The bunker has been popped. Ring of Frost lands on a bunch. AoE damage flying everywhere. Deckard Cain's control making this just a minefield for Alcario, and even though they're right beside the safety of their base, 3 of them cannot make it there. Their core is falling. They're going for one last-ditch effort. The Punisher is distracted. The core is down to 12%, 10%, 3%, and that is game number 1. Picked up by Arrogant Nephalem. Wow. What a game. You know, Alcario got some good fights in there, and some definitely, you know, they had some bold maneuvers. They won a couple of fights. They got a Punisher for their own selves, and it was a pretty back-and-forth game. The XP was close the whole time, but in the end, Arrogant Nephalem won the team fight when it really mattered, got that final objective, pushed into the base, and just closed it out very cleanly. So congratulations to a nice win for Arrogant Nephalem, bumping their win percentage up even just a little bit higher. For game number 2, we'll be heading to Sky Temple, and I'll be back in just a few moments with that game for you. Don't go anywhere. Nexus Gaming Series will return in a moment. And we're back. It's Nexus Gaming Series Season 5, and this is Game 2 of a Division C West match between the current #1 team, Arrogant Nephalem, versus the current #10 team, I'll Carry You. Game number 1 was picked up by Arrogant Nephalem over on Infernal Shrines. That was the map that was selected by Arrogant Nephalem, so this one, Sky Temple, has been picked by I'll Carry You. We'll see if they know how to take Arrogant Nephalem down on the map of their choice. So again, the way the standings work here in NGS is the win percentage is what really matters, and so every game is just as important as any other. It doesn't matter, if you get 2 games here in one match or spread a couple wins across a couple other matches. For the most part, you just want to get your win percentage as high as you can. And so I'll Carry You here. With that loss in game number 1, obviously their statistics right now are lower than currently seen, as they're sitting at 5-8. So this win in this game would kind of maybe bring them back basically to where they were. Or close to it. So we'll see if the bans have any reaction to the previous game, and it seems like not really. Currently we're just seeing bans on heroes that were not played in game number 1, perhaps because they were actually banned in game number 1, as most of those heroes were, but I don't think all of them were. Abathur being banned here on Sky Temple. Sky Temple is a map that, kind of traditional thinking goes, is a big map, so, global type movement abilities can be really good here. However, the kind of heroes that are being picked in most games are not really heroes that are, pulling ETC stage dives or Bright Wing, whatever her thing is where she beams to her ally, help somebody, I don't know. At any rate, looking to the picks that are in this game so far, it's a lot of the same. We've got Jaina back over on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, along with Deckard Cain. So staying true to their kind of statistics so far. As we can see, the left side kind of gray box just right there is Arrogant Nephalem's top 6 heroes before this match started. Now, those are basically going to be the same again because those are the heroes that they picked last game for the most part. Genji going to happen once again over on the side of I'll Carry You. So before this match, Genji was not one of their most played champions, but would be starting to get into the picture now as at least 2 games have been played. Urel coming in, so switching things up a little bit over there. Varian banned by I'll Carry You here at the end of their ban phase. That makes a lot of sense. They were getting wrecked by Varian last game. Taking a look over in the chat. Very active chat here. That's fun times. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you're here. And glad you're talking in chat. That makes it so much more interesting. Keep in mind, I can't always keep up with the chat at the same time as I'm casting. I'll look over at it once in a while and try to respond as best I can. Again, on a 2-minute delay.
The crusade calls.
Knight says, I like this stat thing. Yeah, the stats thing is pretty cool. That's a really neat program called Stats of the Storm, which is an in-house program developed by one of our friends here at Nexus Gaming Series. And yeah, it keeps track of stuff. It's kind of cool. Now, I did the fancy MS Paint editing to get it into that shape and size for broadcast. So really, who should be getting credit here? All right, Blaze and Malthael are going to be picked up over for Arrogant Nephalem. So they decide to take away that bunkery, blustery, bellowy boy, Blaze, which is going to be interesting because I'll Carry You was doing a pretty good job at protecting themselves with that bunker. In the end, not enough to give them the win, but enough to give them certainly a fighting chance, and they're going to have to deal with it not being there this time. Stukov is picked up for I'll Carry You. That was definitely used pretty well. Certainly some key disengages there. And Johanna on their side this time. Phoenix once again, Genji once again. So 3/5 of the same roster over on the side of I'll Carry You. And just like that, it's time for everyone's favorite segment. It's the loading screen race. Okay, we've got everybody off to a pretty slow start. Stukov in the lead down in the bottom lane. We got Johanna coming up in the top lane. We've got Malthael over on the blue side with Garrosh coming up short in Urel now. Perhaps in the lead with Johanna. Phoenix very slow, but just like that, he comes into the mix. Everybody's getting pretty close. In just a couple of seconds now, it's going to be time for them. Breakaway Blaze, I think, managed to make it first to the loading finish line. All right, it's time to get into the game.
If you wish to live, that is.
So it's Sky Temple here for game number 2. We've got Segatai zooming around on Garrosh. It's Dekilladin on Malthael. Antaeus on Blaze. Trey playing Jaina once again. Null Pointer going to be playing Uncle Decky one more time. And over on the side of I'll Carry You, we have Robotherapy on Urel. Launchpad on Genji one more time. We've got Call Me Katybot on that same Stukov. And it's going to be Digglesworth on Johanna this game. And Geeky Nerd once again playing Phoenix. Both teams, well, they're doing different things right now. They're starting to do the same thing as we get Malthael coming down to match Phoenix in the bottom lane. Urel matching up with Blaze in the top. Looks like Blaze just kind of loves to hang out in that top lane no matter what map he happens to be on. What goes on in these little towns? Hey, look, there's a little guy here. What are they doing? Tell me in the chat. Tell me how many of you have like looked at these guys before and noticed that they're just chilling. They got like a hookah and stuff. That is awesome. Sometimes I just like to listen to the music and the sound effects and give my voice a bit of a break if I'm honest. Now Digglesworth gonna get a little condemn onto Segatai here, put a bit of damage in, Launchpad, and Call Me Katybot gonna show up. They might be able to get something done, but no. Not really. Meanwhile, Mercenaries gonna be pushing in the bottom lane for both teams. The blue ones are up ahead, but it looks like I'll Carry You gonna show up here and just try to deal with things, but actually pretty decent scroll of ceiling there from Decky. And it, in fact, is going to be the red Mercenaries outliving the blue. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Dekilladin gonna... I was going to say waste some tower ammo. That's how old school I am. Or kind of how long it's been since I played this game regularly. Launchpad taking some damage in the bottom lane. Lurking Arm just getting in the way. Temple's going to activate top and bottom pretty soon. Both teams looking to get a bit of a position in his middle lane. 1-3-1 for both teams at the moment. Oh, Geeky Nerd getting a bit of a DPS burst, which doesn't make any sense, but that just roll with me. Into Killadin here. And just like that, the Temples are on. Let's take a look in the middle area here. Segatai getting pushed into the enemy team, being protected there by the scroll stealing. Digglesworth once again very bold, this time on a Johanna. And interesting inverse situation there. Last round we saw it was I'll Carry You using the Garrosh to flip Johanna in the middle. This time it's the other way around. Currently, nobody really controlling that middle area here. Phoenix getting caught out by Blaze in the back lane, but that's two red players there. And Diggleworth currently separated. Red team at the moment controlling the lasers in the mid, while Malthael's doing the top lane by himself. So it is kind of a 4v5 situation here for our friends over on Arrogant Nephalem. Trade just going to get away. And Malthael not quite able to hold that thing by himself. So his friends are going to show up. And our other friends over on Alcario are going to come here and try and get a kill onto Dekiliden. The Condemn lands. That's some decent displacement. Wow, I'm really amazed Dekiliden got out of there. Launchpad might be in trouble, actually. Antaeus very deep with the Blaze here. Nice Condemn lands on a couple of people, and Launchpad does just manage to get away. Digglesworth, though, in a bit of trouble as Phoenix is about to drop. Call me KD Bot, going to be the next to fall on Stukov. Can they get the Launchpad? No. But that's a nice 2-0 team fight win for Arrogant Nephalem as they go back to grab the last few shots of the Egypt laser.
The magic of the temples.
Meanwhile, getting aggressive here, they decide they want to take this fort at the same time. In the middle of a bunch of minions, in the middle of 2 enemy players. And they're going to pull it off. Segatai taking some damage, but they've got time to get out of there. Nice aggressive mercenary play here by Robotherapy. They knew they were kind of outmaneuvered up in the top lane, and that meant that there was an opportunity down bottom. Siege Giants picked up there. It's a small thing, but it is, you know, it all matters. If nothing else, it takes it away from Arrogant Nephalem. And as long as Robotherapy doesn't get caught for it, definitely worth doing. And just like that, the Giants are gone, but hey, they're gone the right way. Antaeus going for something there. If nothing else, just kind of intimidating Digglesworth, and another Siege Giant goes down without ever really making it to the lane. But with Therapy going to deal with things in the top. So we've got kind of a low action game in a way so far. Both teams just kind of trying to move around the map, keep things under control. But it's going to be Arrogant Nephalem hitting level 10 first. Geeky Nerd could be in trouble here. Segatai and Null Pointer are coming around the side, but no, it's Phoenix. Actually, the toss into this scroll of ceiling does mean a kill happens. Phoenix does fall. Launchpad not going to be able to get the return kill onto Segatai there as much as he may want to.
Yes, my magic flows through the temple.
Bottom lane temple here going to be picked up by Arrogant Nephalem, and level 10 has been grabbed as well. We've got Stay a While and Listen, Ring of Frost, Last Rites, Bunker Drop, and Warlord's Challenge. Alright, here comes Alcario. They have reached level 10 themselves, and so they feel like this might be a good time to do a team fight. 4 members coming down. It's a 4v4. And Tejas goes straight in. Nice Stay a While and Listen lands onto 2. Ring of Frost follows it up. Flailing Arm pushes people out of the way, but it's the bunker dropped, and Stukov is the first to die. Segatai now dropping into the bunker, and Alcario getting a taste of their own medicine from game number 1. Launchpad having to stay pretty far back here. Genji looking for an opportunity to maybe get a kill, but knows that he will go down very quickly if he doesn't do it just right. Irel falls as well. That's a 2-for-0. Make that 2-for-1. 3-for-1, I guess, in the extended fight there, actually. Launchpad just barely makes it out. And that's going to be a fort picked up here for Arrogant Nephalem. Meanwhile, they do have their top fort under assault from minions and mercs.
And so,
All right, that bottom laser has been drained. of its laser load. And that got loaded straight into the base of I'll Carry You. Still early in the game. Anything could happen here. Geeking are getting a bit forward. Robotherapy, though, and the rest of the team actually there. They're going to engage on this to decide now's the time. Stay a while and listen has been popped. Antaeus kind of in the middle of everything. Ringer Frost lands, roots a few people, and the DPS follows it up. That's 2 red health bars getting really low. Johanna down. Robotherapy next to fall on the Urel. Nice double root. Call Me Katybot drops. Geeky Nerd going to be next to go, and Launchpad is going to be the only survivor, or the only survivor of that bloodbath. Arrogant Nephalem taking the opportunity now to grab a pretty early boss. Level 13 to level 11. Boss going to be picked up. Temples not active yet, but they will be in the bottom and the mid lane the next time that comes up. This is a chance here for Arrogant Nephalem to really push the advantage and tilt things heavily in their favor to come out of here with a domination victory against I'll Carry You. Going for an aggressive mercenary capture. I'll Carry You going to decide to make a stand here. They don't want to give this up. They do manage to contest. X-Stripe gets dropped. Double Silence. Lurking Arm there doing a pretty decent job. Phoenix now having a chance to put some damage down, but they've got a bunker. Segatai staying alive here. Pretty impressive. A couple of moments there, it looked like that might be a kill onto Garrosh, but no. Boss getting some pretty good work done here, but probably going to be taken down before any real lasting harm is done. No. Actually does manage to get a turret. That's not nothing. Temples popping up here. Dekilidin ready to grab this one as soon as it comes out.
My magic flows through the temples. Guardians.
King George 49 pointing out that Bunker will be good against Salvo. Yeah, that's a pretty nice interaction there. Wow, fantastic stay a while and listen. Look at the sleeping members there. 3 of them just sitting there as the other 2 get beaten down. Flailing Arm comes out, but it's not enough. Call Me Katybot does get away from the scroll of sealing. Antaeus, though, says, I'm still here, and you've got to walk across fire to get away. Geeky Nerd does manage to do it, but Call Me Katybot doesn't. And no, Phoenix actually drops as well. Genji, once again, the only one left alive. Egypt Laser. Once again. Oh, so these are the snake guys here. You ever notice that it's snake men down here and, like, Dogman up top? These are the details you get when you watch the Bludgeon stream, everybody. Unfortunately, you don't get them in high detail right now. But, you know. What are you going to do? One thing I do appreciate about Blizzard games is they tend to look pretty decent even on low settings. They're, you know, low poly count is made up for by art style a lot of the time. But it would look nicer with, you know, higher poly count. At any rate, the game is definitely in favor of Arrogant Nephalem. I mean, take a look at the levels here. Level 17 to 13, a 4-level lead for Arrogant Nephalem. 14 kills to 1. 6 towers to 2. Yeah. Arrogant Nephalem may not have selected Sky Temple, but they do appear to know how to play on it. Now, for I'll Carry You, the game is definitely not over, even though they're down quite a lot. You never know in this game. You really don't. The right team fight at the right time can turn things completely around. Digglesworth taking a forward scouting position. Arrogant Nephalem doing a pretty good job sticking together here. They know that they're ahead, and so they don't want to get, you know, caught out here and have things turned around on themselves. Digglesworth pops the Unstoppable at the start of that. Heatbringer trying to get some damage down, but it falls asleep. It's thrown into the middle of the team. Ring of Frost to cover, and that is one dead Protoss Cyborg Soul Machine. Digglesworth going in the middle there, but the bunker gets popped just for fun. And it's so far just one kill on the board, but looks like the keep is going to be next. And Tejas goes pretty far forward there. Digglesworth deciding to try to go for something with the Condemn. They're putting damage into him, but yeah, it's not quite going to do it. Now, you know, on the bright side for Alkariu, it was just a keep. It wasn't the whole game. However, they're quickly running out of structures, and we're going to have lasers being blasted into them very soon here. Top lane already shooting lasers. Check this out. Okay, we got... Oh, it's the Crocodile dudes up here. In the bottom lane, it's the Anubis-type guys. And in the middle lane, it's... what was in the middle lane again? Snakes, I think. Alright, so Alkariu is controlling the top lasers, but this is not a trade that's good for them. All they have left is the core. The core is currently being shot by Malthael controlling this bottom lane. Tequilidin, though, can't stay in there forever. Core dropping to 70%. Can he stay alive? I'm not sure. The rest of the team coming down there to pull it off here. There's a healing potion, and the final shots do go off. Not enough to totally win the game, but it looks like Arrogant Nephalem here are just going to try to run it through mid and close things out here on their own. They're saying, we don't need any mercenaries. We've got catapults anyway. But even in a situation like this, you do have to be a little bit careful. You don't want to throw things away. Level 20 picked up, though. This is really about as good as it's going to get. And the team fight has happened. Stay a while and listen has been popped. Flaming Swipe lands. Phoenix drops first once again. Malthael pop heal. Digglesworth getting pretty low. Everybody getting low. Robotherapy running around on 40 health. That's going to be the end of Yrel. And I think that's going to be the end of Alkariu in this match here. They still are not quite attacking the core. Looks like they want to clean up some kills here. Launchpad about to go down, and they do get the kill. And there is, in fact, the kill on the core, which is what really matters in the end. Well played, and congratulations to Arrogant Nephalem there. Alkariu put up a nice fight, gave us a good match, and that is that stat stream popping up. And there you have it. All right. I'm going to take a look at the final thoughts in the chat here as I watch the game play out. King George saying, Kael'thas honestly could have done pretty well instead of Genji. Possibly even Pyro for Malthael. Kime says, Alkariu needed a support for their last pick. Too late to change the DPS. And they're calling the game pretty, yeah, they know what's happening. So, let me get these graphics out of your way so that you can actually see the stat screen if you want to see the stat screen. You know, what's the point of it if you can't see it? So there it is. Arrogant Nephalem boosting their win rate here by a little bit, trying to keep the edge, trying to stay in first place, trying to stay ahead of the pack heading into playoffs. Meanwhile, Alkariu going to drop down perhaps a little bit. There's a lot of teams all close in the standings there, so things can still shake up before the season is done. With that, I'm going to say thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to my friends on the forums, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Nexus Gaming Series. Good night.